the person is not meant to be your number one. They're not meant to be your portion, and they never will be.
If the priorities are unaligned, and I notice that they are, things are off, what do I do?
I think
The 17-year-old thinks the Pokemon obsession is weird.
no,
Why is this week so important to you, babe?
because it's my birthday week.
And my parents made me feel special, but it wasn't to the level that you are. So then every time that you have a birthday, I'm just like, oh God, it's got to be a thing. And what's the theme? What's the theme? What's the theme?
He has little surprises for me planned throughout the day, I'm sure.
Maybe. I don't know.
Saturday.
I mean, we'll see.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just happy to be with
Oh
you.
God.
He's taking me to my favorite coffee shop.
The pressure is on.
You're my sky, you're my blue. I've been sticking with you.
Welcome back to the Good Love Podcast. My name is Paulina.
And I'm Josh. And here we believe that you were created for a good love and it's worth healing and fighting for.
Which is why we begin conversations and create resources so that you can experience healthy connections. So if you are single, engaged, dating, or in early marriage, this space is for you.
It's for you.
And today we're going to jump right into our topic, into part 2 of a series that we're doing from roommates to soulmates.
The series is called Roommates to Soulmates.
Okay.
We're gonna jump straight into that. Then what comes right after that?
Right after that, we're going to get into some life updates. And of course, we're going to end it with a Ready React. So stick around.
Let's do it.
Honey,
Yes.
last week we started the series from roommates to soulmates.
Roommates back to soulmates, because you never stop being soulmates.
I love that. And I love that you're, because that was something that I was like, I don't really love that title for the series because we're soulmates, even when we maybe slip into the roommate phase.
Yeah.
But that's exactly right, is understanding that rhythm and that sometimes it happens, but we don't stay stuck there. We don't want to stay there.
Yeah. And part 1 was important to know. Like, so one of the things that we talked about was you go into the roommate phase. It's going to happen. It happens to everybody, and it's not a bad thing.
Let's normalize it.
And it's normalizing that. It doesn't mean that you are no longer supposed to be together.
Mm-hmm.
It is, you're good. You're just in the roommate phase, and it happens for seasons. We just don't want to stay there.
Yeah.
And then for things to stay stagnant and there's no more connection and things start drifting apart.
And the first step to kind of moving out of that roommate phase is, hey, let's remember those things that we've walked through before. So if you haven't watched that episode, again, this is part 2. So go ahead and check out the first one.
Yeah. Part 1, remember.
And
That's
come
the big
back.
one.
And come
Yes.
back. But today we're getting into part 2, honey bunny.
Yeah. So last week, remember. This week is going to be reprioritize.
Reprioritize. So I think that a lot of the times we end up disconnected. We end up kind of not really, like remembering all that we've walked through because things have fallen out of priority. Whether that's because life gets challenging, you're doing life together. I think that's something we also don't acknowledge, honey, is that like we got married as certain people 4 years ago, right? And we're different people since then. We have new dreams. We have new things that God has developed in us. There are hurts that we've experienced. Like we're different people, right? So things get out of priority sometimes in different seasons. And again, it happens. But when we keep things out of priority and our marriage just keeps going down that line, that's when we get into dangerous territory.
100%. If priorities are out of whack and things are just all over the place,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you're prioritizing wrong things, it's just things are not going to flow in your marriage or in your relationship. It's just, you got to keep the main things.
Honey, then what is the order? What should priorities look like in a home that loves the Lord, that wants to have a healthy marriage? What does that priority look like?
I mean, the first thing that everything flows from is that God has to be first.
Mm-hmm.
So if the horizontal relationship is correct, meaning your relationship, the vertical relationship.
I knew you were going to get there.
With you, yeah. With you and God, if that is correct, then everything horizontally will flow.
Mm-hmm.
If that is not correct, then there are things that are out of whack. And actually, if there's something above God, then that means that you have actually an idol in your life.
Mhm.
There's something that you are prioritizing and making more important
Yeah.
than the most important person in this world.
Yeah.
And that is not okay.
That is not okay, and it leads to so much dysfunction.
Yeah,
It leads to so much
absolutely.
dysfunction. Something that comes to mind for me, that we've talked a little bit about before is enmeshment, right? That happens between people. Um, Codependency, which means I cannot function. I am not well without you here with me. Like I need,
Yeah.
and our anxiety is just bouncing off of one another. And that's how we operate. And something so sad, honey, is that it doesn't stay there. Um, so Bowen, who is somebody very interesting in marriage and family therapy, he's like one of the forerunners. And I actually went to the library and brought out
Slight flex right there. Just
no,
pulling out a
no, because
whole
as we
book
were
about
talking
what we're
and preparing for
referencing.
this, it doesn't just
My
stay
therapist wife.
within the couple. Unfortunately, the children in the future get roped into it. And there's something called
Dang.
triangulation, which is like, I know. And again, this is one of the early theories in marriage and family
Okay.
therapy. It's not necessarily the modality that I use, but it laid a lot of the foundation
Okay.
of what we do. And for instance, understanding that families are a system. We're not just individual people, our own islands. No, we're an ecosystem that's working together, right?
That's good.
So when we're codependent and I need you in order to be well and in order to function well, then I'm putting that anxiety onto you.
Right.
You're always feeling insufficient and you're never going to get it right because you're not God and you're
Well, and I
imperfect.
wasn't designed to
So you're going
hold
to
that.
bounce that right on back to me.
Ooh.
And so we have this dysfunction. And then what happens again when you introduce children again is that term called triangulation, where now we're going to put this anxiety
Dang.
into this third thing. We're creating this triangle. And what does that look like? That looks like putting, again, all your attention on this child. Maybe that child has a bit of a behavioral issue, which Bowen would argue stems from your own anxiety and dysfunction.
Mm.
Then you're hyper focused on that child and all that they're doing. And again, you're just then continuing that anxious attachment or that,
Right.
and all because you had your person in the wrong place. They were never meant to be your God.
Priorities
They
were
were never meant to stabilize you at all times. Of course, relationships can lead to healing and should lead to healing, but they shouldn't be the person to always stabilize you. Or like something that I see on social media, your person shouldn't be your peace.
You're right. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like your person being your happiness and your
I'm
peace,
gonna be his peace.
and
I'm gonna be
it's all of those things, and it's like that is not how it was designed.
Yeah.
Your joy was to be found in the Lord. He is your strength.
Mm-hmm.
The joy of the Lord is your strength, right? It's also like even what you're saying about the anxieties, like God tells us to cast your cares unto me. Like give me your cares. Cast your cares to the Lord, for he cares for you.
Mm-hmm.
Not to that person. Yes, we're gonna say things to our partners. I'm gonna say things to you and things that I'm anxious about and all that. But you're not the one that designed to hold all that. God is.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing though is, for instance, if I grew up in that triangulation and that's all that I've ever known, I don't necessarily have the tools to cope.
Hmm.
And so I may be aware of like, man, something's off and I don't know how to get out of this and
Oh
I don't know
wow.
how to be better. And I think that that's a great time, a great place to seek out therapy. Because again, the person is not meant to be your number one. They're not meant to be your portion, and they
Yeah.
never will be.
Yeah, I mean, the Bible's really clear on that. There should be no other gods before me.
Yeah.
He says he's a jealous God and a good jealousy,
Mhm.
and we'll talk about that at some point because that's actually a good conversation to have, like good jealousy versus bad jealousy.
Ooh.
Yeah, just dropping little seeds so that everybody can pick it up later. But the idea that anybody other than God being in the top position, dysfunction is going to follow.
Mhm.
It's just always going to be the case.
Yep.
And it's the reasoning is because God wants us to live a full and fulfilled and good life,
Mhm.
and we all have different definitions of that, but it's not that God wants to be the top position so that way he gets an ego boost and that he feels good and that he's doing great and like you're just there to just be his little servant or whatever. He also loves you and cares for you and wants you to live a full and healthy good life,
Mm-hmm.
a blessed life. And part of that is that you have to have your priorities straight. And if you don't, you're actually not going to live that fulfilled good life because you're going to be anxious. You're going to have all these things in dysfunction because you've placed things where they were not supposed to be.
Yeah. And the way that Bowen defines anxiety is not the same way that we do, like with the diagnosis that we have and things like that. It's more so again, that lack of just being able to function, to make decisions on your own. You need to
Mm.
really have this person like in your brain to move forward and do anything.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
those are red flags, right?
Right, right.
So yeah, we just kind of want to dive into that topic a little bit,
And just really quick, I would say also if we put marriage in that top spot,
which a lot of singles do.
which singles can do that, but also like we're doing a marriage podcast. So we really think, marriage is super important and it is. And we think outside of your relationship with God, it is the most important relationship you will ever have.
Hmm.
And it's so vital and so important that it is done well. And so that's what we're doing here. We believe that connection is super important. I obviously love you very much and we have a strong connection, but I will never love you as much as I love the Lord. Eh, I mean, I said it. There it is.
But you know what, honey? I'm gonna drop this for the single girlies. That's the best dynamic because you so fear and love the Lord that you want to do right by him
His standards.
first and
Yeah,
foremost. And
absolutely.
then me.
And then you're number 2.
And that's always going to be better for me because there's going to come a day. Listen, I have gained a couple pounds since we came into this
Oh
covenant
my.
relationship.
Happy weight, as we've heard.
How dare you? You didn't disagree
I've
with
got
me?
happy weight too. We both we both loving munching on the couch watching
I'm
shows
going to
every
be
now and then.
postpartum one day.
You're right.
We're going to
Right.
go through different things as we go through our lifetime together. And the fact that your standard for loving me isn't dependent on like me being bright and
Yeah.
at my best all the
Right.
time, which I haven't been in the past 4 years, right? There have been moments, but that you maintain that because of your love for the Lord above me
Above you.
is the best feeling.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that that's good experiential things and something that we would definitely tell
Mm-hmm.
people looking for a spouse and in the singleness phase, like look for a man that will love the Lord more than you.
Mhm.
And it sounds cute and it sounds nice. Oh, I'm his number one. There's nothing more important. Like that's kind of a red flag, I would say. Maybe like an orange flag. I don't know. What do you think?
I think to me personally, that's a red flag only because our flesh is so weak. Our emotions, we change our minds so quickly.
Hmm.
I personally really do believe that for a relationship to succeed long term, in most cases, it needs to be something supernatural. Like, I don't believe it's the natural thing for people to do,
Yeah,
honestly.
that's a good point.
I think because of our sin nature, I think because of, again, like specifically because of our sin nature,
Because of our fallen nature. Yeah.
we are more likely to go and do things that hurt one another that are just awful.
Mm.
And so I do think that in order for a union to be, I mean, and of course, there are plenty of people that have been married a lifetime and have loved each other through so many things that don't know God. I get that 100%. And I just think that they're miracles.
Yeah, I don't think that like it just doesn't line up with the incentive structure of life if you don't have God, right? Like there's just things that are imbalanced. Again, priorities. What are the top priorities?
Right.
Um and so what would you say like when it comes to a family dynamic, then we have people who have kids. We don't have kids yet. I don't know if we've ever said that on. There's probably some people who don't know that we don't have kids.
We don't have kids yet.
We don't have kids yet. So, but I do know one thing, and something that I have learned from other people is that the priority levels are God first.
Mm-hmm.
For me, at least, God, then my wife, then the kids, and then everything else kind of starts following after that.
Yeah.
So, is that a proper order? Just when we're not going to go into the whole thing with kids and everything, but do you think that that's like the correct order right there?
I I think so. And I think as I hear you say that, honey, examples come to mind,
Hmm.
right? Of different clients that I've worked with or just different stories that we've heard over the
Yeah.
years. You grew up in a household where that was that dynamic.
Right.
You saw your parents truly prioritize God first, then each other, then their kids. And now most of you are out of the home, right? But they prioritize one another and they're still super in love and so cute and living out all of the things that God has for them. Um and that comes in contrast with, for instance, there's a couple or an individual that I saw today. And I just want to give an example for each scenario,
Okay.
right? To kind of paint the
Yeah.
picture. So again, let's start with your parents. I think that they truly have prioritized God, then one another, then kids. Would you agree with that? Like,
Yeah.
what was that experience like for you growing up?
Yeah. 100%.
How did
And
that look practically, like for your parents to prioritize each other and God over you?
well, I remember one time I spoke to my mom in a not a good way. And I remember my dad saying, like, "You don't talk to my wife like that."
Ooh.
And that was like a quick little, like, hold up. Like, he values my mom's relationship more than me.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think that maybe that would cause me to feel insecure. That actually made me feel safer
Really? That's not
because
surprising. That's amazing.
it's like they've got their stuff together. And they know what they're doing and
Mm-hmm.
they've got their stuff. And I think just like I couldn't explain it back then, but I just felt like, okay, like they're good.
Yeah.
They're prioritizing one another. They're in it.
Mm-hmm.
And he won't let me talk to her like some other guy would. He would never let somebody else talk like that to my wife,
Mm-hmm.
to my mom. So it's like, just being really understanding of like, okay, there's boundaries here and
Yeah.
there's a priority level to
Yeah.
this whole thing.
And I think, again, it's so interesting that as the child, you actually felt safer, right?
Yeah.
You actually felt like, okay, like these are my boundaries. This is where I can explore.
Yeah.
And that was so helpful for you, right?
It was because I just felt like I felt that security between my parents and them. And to answer your question even more, um, my dad would also, and my mom too, they if they did wrong, they were listening to God and God was speaking to them, right? And so they would listen and they would be like, "Man, I didn't do right in this situation."
Well,
And they would come and apologize to me or to my brother or sister or whatever. And they would actually submit themselves and humble themselves before the Lord and know like, no, I need to talk to you about that. Hey, I messed up on that. I was praying and you came up or whatever the case might be. And just like let us know.
that's
And
such a good
and so
point.
I could see, wow, like God is in first place here and his standard is what goes.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful because that's exactly right. Like when God is the number one, then he's also that loving father helping us to have better relationships with the ones that we love,
Wow. Yeah.
right?
That's good.
Because he leads us to repentance. He
Yep.
leads us to graciousness, to joy, so that we're not coming to our loved ones out of necessity to survive, but we're able to come to them from the overflow, right?
That's good.
So I think that that's such a great example, right? So that's the standard that we see biblically is set as it relates to prioritizing.
Right.
An example that comes to mind from a client that I recently worked with is, and he was just an incredible person, older gentleman, and his wife passed away.
Hmm.
And there's, from our time together, there is no doubt that his wife was his number one. They
Okay.
had a beautiful love story, decades together, children, the whole life. and he absolutely adored her. Like, she was the heart of the home. She was just the way that he describes her was just incredible. Unfortunately, she passed away. Um, and it's so sad because for him, it was like, well, what else is left? She was my one and only, like,
Mm,
what else is left for me, you know?
wow, okay.
And even in his relationship with his children, like, well, what is there for me to give to them? I can't give anything to them without her. And that's so sad to
Wow,
sit
that is
with,
really sad.
right? I'm
Man,
living to die because
he has no purpose
I
anymore.
have no purpose anymore. She was my everything.
Would I guess that would be like he lost his identity. Like his identity was as his wife's husband. Like
Mhm.
this is my identity versus your identity being even higher above that, which is a son of God.
Right.
Wow.
Which is where I can grieve and I miss her dearly. And if I'm still here, there's something left for me to do.
Right.
I'm still a father,
There's still
right? I'm still
purpose.
a son. There's still purpose for me
Wow.
and walking
Dang,
through
that's
that.
so sad
But
though.
when those priorities are out of order, because we never really like walk it out all the way to the end. What
Yeah.
does that
Yeah.
look like? What does that
If you take it to the
despair
extreme.
look like, right?
Right. Wow.
Where now God isn't even in the picture. I've lost my faith. I don't know what to do.
Oof.
And so just wanted to give that example. And then what does that dynamic look like when it's kids, then God, then spouse, or maybe even God,
Hmm.
then kids, then spouse?
Man, yeah, like I feel like you're gonna be like if you're not prioritizing your wife, I feel like like, I'll just speak from the man's perspective, and I don't have kids, so I'm just going based upon what I would see or what I would think in that situation, and I would just say like a child is gonna feel that like things are not in line with how they're supposed to be. If I'm if I were a kid and I'm the number one priority, whatever I say goes, and my parents and everybody else bases their life on my needs and my wants and will bend over backwards just for me
Mhm.
on everything, like, and I make the rules, like, a kid's not supposed to have that,
Yeah.
and they're not supposed to have that type of responsibility, and we've actually talked about this a little bit, not with kids, but there was a Reddit React story that we talked about where this guy was changing everything about himself
Mhm.
and was completely, like, remaking his whole personality, remaking everything about
Mhm.
how he is as a man to please this girlfriend or wife, I can't remember
It
what it
was a
was.
girlfriend, yeah.
And I think that we talked about it, that type of behavior is reserved for the Lord,
Mhm.
is reserved for the Lord. So if you make the kids above God, you will bend over backwards to please the children versus being the person that they need to be, being the person you have to be so that those kids feel safe and secure knowing like mom and dad have things together.
Well, another thing that we see often is okay, you've made your children the priority. And I mean, this is like such a common thing that happens that some universities have even sent notes to the parents. Hey, please don't get divorced right now. This is actually a super vulnerable time for your child. But the kids go away to college and the parents call it quits because it's like, I don't know you. We've been sticking
Oh,
together for the
wow.
kids.
Yeah.
I don't know you anymore. I haven't liked you since a decade ago. And we've just been
That's
staying
so
together for the
crazy.
kids, right? And it's because again, there was that lack of priority.
You
And so
prioritize the children above your own
above
marriage.
your marriage.
So you have nothing together. It was all about them. So then now they're out. There's nothing for us left because
There's
we didn't
nothing for us
build or
left.
prioritize our marriage.
And so again,
Wow.
we want to really get into that because it's not only people and relationships that make marriage go down in the order of priority, but it's our jobs sometimes, our careers, it's our own like ambitions,
Yeah.
which may sometimes be good things, but good things out of order become bad things for
That's
us.
it. Preach it. That's good. 100%. And I would just say, something that'll happen is like there are seasons where priorities are shifted,
Mhm.
and that happens. So let's say there is a time where it's like we're in survival mode.
Mhm.
I've got to go, and
Mhm.
I've got to go work and do this, and you're not going to see me very much.
Mhm.
When the priorities are incorrect, I think that you just go do your thing and you don't give any mind to that other person.
Mhm.
Either way, you know? But when things are in the right priority, it's like, let's have a conversation first and say, hey, I have to go and I have like let's say I have to go and I need to go on this work trip because I'm trying to earn some extra income because we're in survival mode. If we don't do this, like we're not going to pay bills. Whatever the case might be, there's tons of situations. But if you don't communicate, say, "Hey, you're not gonna hear too much from me this next few weeks, but it's only gonna be temporary. I'm just gonna do this for us, and I just want you to know you're still my priority. And I'm doing this because hopefully we're in agreement with this and we go for it together."
Right? Because priority doesn't always mean the most attention or the most like energy spent.
That's a good
There are
distinction.
seasons where you're able to spend more time together, make more and more deposits into your relationship
Mhm.
because you know that there's going to be withdrawals later on. I mean,
Mhm.
that's actually something that we're intentionally doing in a sense. We know that we're hopefully going to walk into that season of parenthood soon. And so we're being extra intentional about spending time together and
Yeah.
having a million conversations and just being with one another
Enjoying this time.
because because we want to enjoy one another, but we're making deposits. It's something that's known as the personal ledger. And we don't want to do that necessarily because we don't want to keep accounts. And you and I, we have a rule of keeping accounts short when there's offenses.
Definitely.
But on the other side of that is I want to make as many positive deposits
Mm.
as I possibly can because there is going to come a time where I'm going to be in postpartum and our dynamic is going to be
It'll be
different.
different. Yes.
But it doesn't mean that we're not each other's priority still. So in that example that you were saying, you and I, we have a conversation for you to take on a job or for me to take on a job. And we know, like, man, that's going to have me or you outside of the home a little bit more often. And, we're not going to be able to talk as much. But we're united in that, right?
Yeah.
The image is very different of we're running this together and I'm kind of like stepping aside and like cheering you on and knowing
Mhm.
that you're running that marathon for us versus you done just ran the opposite way. I don't even know where you're going. I haven't even talked to you in forever.
Yeah.
That is a completely different dynamic.
Or you stayed later in the office, or you're bringing home work home, and you have the intentions of like, oh, I'm just trying to make more money for us, but you've left out the other person. It's not a group.
Yeah.
It's not a dual decision here. It's just you're just deciding and doing your own thing. You're not
No.
obviously prioritizing the
Right.
right thing.
Right. So we want to again highlight number one, where are your priorities?
Yes.
Are you putting your spouse above God? That is not going to work out in the long term.
Mm-mm.
Reprioritize. But maybe if you take a moment to pause, you realize, man, I have career and I have friendships and I have, my own ambitions and dreams above my spouse. Like, man, my spouse is all the way down here.
Wow.
And I think a good way to check that is if we haven't had a conversation, right, about like you focusing on a specific thing, and I come and write down where my time is being spent,
Mm-hmm.
that will easily let you know where your priorities are.
Yeah, I would say time and money.
Time and money.
What are
Speak
you
on that,
spending
honey.
your money on? What are you spending your time on? Because where your money goes, your heart follows,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a biblical principle. And so that's a good way to kind of gauge
Yeah.
what am I spending my time and my money on the most.
So even right now, as you're listening, whether you're on the treadmill, maybe you're on a drive, what are you spending your time on? Okay, we spend time on chores and getting our home in order.
Hmm.
We spend time working, maybe going to church. That's such a big one, honey, that Christians fall into
Hmm.
because they're doing ministry and they're doing all these beautiful things and they're doing it unto the Lord. And yet you've completely forsaken your first
Ooh,
ministry. You've forsaken
yeah,
your spouse. You've forsaken the person that God gave you to care for.
I love how you say the first ministry because it is.
Mhm.
It's your first responsibility to steward that,
Especially for husbands.
especially for husbands. Yes.
Can you speak on that a little bit?
I mean, sure. What do you want me to talk about in that situation?
Just we see that often where, well, I'm doing it unto the Lord. I'm doing a good thing, and yet you've forsaken the wife that God gave you to cherish and to love.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of guys get just caught up because we really do start thinking about career, money, advancement, the glory, like
Mm.
the legacy, the things that I have to do, the things that I want to leave this world when I'm gone. I left this and this and this, and this is what they're gonna talk about, and this is the things that they're gonna really respect me for. But at the end of the day, the thing that's gonna be most respected and the thing that people will actually care about at the end of the day is how was your wife? How was your kids? How was your family? What was happening at home? What are they gonna go do when you're not here? And when you have a wife that's flourishing and doing super well, do you look at that as like a hit to your ego because you're not getting glory and doing well and
Wow.
she's the one who's getting it? Because, like, at the end of the day, we're one, and so your success is my success. If I create a greenhouse in a place that I'm prioritizing your health and then in the future, the kids' health, not just physical health, but emotional, spiritual, everything, and I'm tending to that garden, I'm making sure it's in the best environments, you're gonna do nothing but continue to grow and blossom. The kids are gonna continue to grow and blossom. What does that do for me? I'm growing and blossoming as a man
Mhm.
because the home is increasing and growing. And it doesn't mean that I can't go and do my career and my stuff, but what's most important?
Mhm.
What use is it that you made all this money and you're broke at home? Who cares?
You gained the whole world and you lost your soul, you lost your home, you lost your
Think about that. Like
Mm.
yeah, you're killing it at work and you're doing so good
You're
and you're
so
making so much
respected over
money.
there.
Everybody, lays down for you and just is like you're just the boss man. And yet you go home and your wife is struggling, just wants to be with you, doesn't see you. Your kids don't even recognize you, barely know who you are.
John Bellion's latest album, Tune In.
It's good. Yeah. But
That's
it's
so right. You know,
yeah,
that makes me think of my boss at a prior place, and he was the COO. And yet he was so, first of all, his family is beautiful. His relationship with his wife is, I learned so much from just 8 months of working with him.
yeah.
And he would say that all the time. Like, we are all replaceable. Like, he knew
Mhm.
where he was replaceable, right, in the workplace. And we were even just talking about this with you and your job of like, your dad was asking you like, "Well, have any of them reached out to you?"
Yeah. It's like,
Not quite.
no. To be fair, I haven't
And it's
necessarily reached
no,
out
but it's
either,
people
but
that you
yeah.
work with every day and
Yeah.
you're over here getting your ego stroked. And at the end of the
Yeah.
day, once you leave that corporation, they do not
They don't
care
care.
about you.
They don't care. It's
Most of the time, 9 out of 10 times.
yeah. Yeah.
So,
Priorities. And
priorities.
again, like why like what do you respect in people? Like I think that when we look at people, I think if you're immature, you look at people and you look at like the stuff that they have, the things that they do, and you're just like, wow, that what an incredible person. But like, I don't care what you really got going on out there. Let me see your family. How's that going? Oh, you're doing that and your family's great? Now I'm respecting you.
That's like,
Now I respect you. That's
yeah.
incredible.
Yep.
Good for you. And it's like,
Josh always laughs about that with like athletes because I always know like the wives or like the situation, and I'm like, I don't like
Paulina will
him.
always like
He did his girl dirty. I don't like him.
there's
Or
a
like the
or-
random player
yeah.
that nobody knows, and I'm like, he's such a great husband. We love him.
Yeah. And it's always so funny because I like if I watch a podcast or there's a podcast or a YouTuber or somebody that I like and Paulina does research, her first research is finding out their family and like
Because
how
it's
do they are,
true.
are they in love? Do they have this? Is this what's going on here? Oh, he's on his fifth marriage and that's not going I don't really respect that person.
I mean, I'm just being honest. And that's my mom always taught me that. Like,
Yeah.
my mom, she would not be in the church smiling in people's faces and then coming home and
Hmm.
just, being rude to all of us and being
Right.
nasty. She would always say, I'd rather you at home know me and love me
Yeah.
well before the rest of the world does. So again, if you're again, priorities, your priorities on social media and what you're putting out and that the picture looks perfect and that the moment it looks picture perfect and behind that there's like no unity, there's no respect, there's no love. Like let this be a reality check for you, baby girl. Wake up.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like let's really get into it. Let's talk about it. And so
Yeah.
again, as you are listening, think about what am I spending my time on?
And your money on. What
What
do
am
you
I spending
value?
my money on? Where is God on that
Mhm.
list? Honestly.
I think it would be a great practice to just write it down. Write down a list of the top things in
Mhm.
your life that you believe are priorities
Yep.
and rank them. See where they are. Like where are they ranking and do
Mhm.
that together. See if you can actually like find out are things out of balance here.
Yeah.
And I would just like to say one more thing. Especially with guys, we'll chase after what we think is the most important things, which is like this money and all these things. And like, my wife is going to respect me if I do that and all these types of things. Here's the thing. The most important thing that God has given you is your spouse.
Mm.
Okay. She is the Rolex. She is not the Casio watch. You don't treat unholy things as holy. Holy means set apart. There's certain things that are set apart that have to be treated differently than common everyday things. So, for example, I have this Casio watch. This is a cheap watch. I can wear this watch anywhere. I don't care if it gets dinged around. It doesn't matter to me. I can walk around. If it gets scratched, big deal. I have another watch, and that watch to me is not a Rolex, not yet,
Not yet.
but it is priceless because you bought it for me as a gift, and it was a thankful gift because it was after you got your degree and your master's degree in what was it? Marriage and family therapy. And that watch, though it doesn't have a monetary value of like hundreds of thousands of dollars,
It
it
wasn't
is
that much, yeah.
it is priceless to me though. That watch is like set apart. That watch is something that I hold very dear and close. And so when we read the Bible and we talk about, when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. He finds a priceless treasure. And guys, we have to change how we view our spouse. If you don't view your spouse as the priceless treasure, better than gold and silver, better than any other thing that I could possibly go and gather, priorities will start coming in line.
Mhm.
And that's really important.
Mhm.
So don't treat a Rolex the same way as you would treat a Casio.
That one was specifically for the guys and the few girlies that are into watches.
Yeah.
And I love it, honey. That was a great analogy because I mean, the way that you put that of just this is holy.
This is holy. Yes.
This is covenant, like set apart for God. And then we just treat it like ordinary. Like
Like
the
another relationship that you have with your friends. And it's not.
I'm not one of your little friends.
It's not. I hate it when you call me bro. You've
I
accidentally done that a couple
only
times.
a couple
And
times.
and I know that some people say that in their marriage or their relationship,
That's
whatever, that's
fine.
fine. That's
It
your
doesn't
thing.
work for
For
us.
me, that's a no. Don't call me people can call me bro. My wife calling me bro is an absolute no. Like, do not call me bro.
It doesn't work. I didn't mean to, honey.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. But it's that thing of like, I'm not just your bro. I'm not just a friend. I'm not just anything. I'm your
Yes,
husband.
that's right.
And vice versa. If I called you anything other than my love, sweetheart, honey, like all the nice pet names that I call
Pookie.
you, Pookie, Pookie Linda, then that's a issue, right?
Yeah,
Like you're not that. You are set apart. You are something higher than everything
yeah,
else.
yeah. So, again, we hope that this is a reminder for you and that this is something that you can come back to. Man, we're stuck in the roommate phase. We don't know how to get out of
Mhm.
it. Step one, remember. Remember what God has already done. Remember what you guys have already walked through.
Yeah.
Check out our first episode. Number 2, we need you to take audit on your priorities.
Yes.
Where have things, because I'm sorry, you're not going to be in the roommate phase
Yeah.
if your priorities are aligned.
Yeah.
If both of your priorities are aligned, right?
Yep.
And so,
And I would just say also with that, um, and I'll ask you, if the priorities are unaligned, and I notice that they are,
mhm,
and it's not, I things are off. What do I do?
I think, first of all, that's a great question. Something that people do is that they may recognize it and then they decide, like, well, I'm going to make the changes without
Just start
letting
making
the
changes.
partner know.
Oh, I
I think
see.
that that's a little bit of gaslighting. Let them
Mm,
know, hey, you've probably been feeling disconnected. I have been too. And it's because I had you out of priority.
yeah,
And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I got caught up on this and that and the other.
yeah.
But honey, you are my number 2.
I've been
And
there. I've been there. I've literally told you.
yeah,
I've literally had to be like, "Hey,
same.
babe, I'm sorry. I have been making work my priority,
Mhm.
and I have not been making you my
Yeah.
priority." And it's that soft, repentant heart
Mhm.
that we're looking for in
And
the
we're gonna do
situation.
that over and
Yeah,
over and over again in our marriage and in our relationship. And that's but keeping going back,
yeah.
right? Um,
And that reprioritization is literally repentance.
mhm.
Repentance just means change your mind.
Yeah.
It's like a change of that mind. And when I reprioritize, I'm changing my
Mhm.
mind.
What if you feel that your partner has you out of priority or has their priorities all shaken up? Maybe they have work and then friendships
Yeah.
and then God and then you, like,
What do we do in that
what if
situation?
you maybe have your priorities in place, but you
Yeah.
know that your spouse doesn't? What should you do?
That's a really good question. I would say in that situation, as long as you have been praying for your partner and have been your priorities are in check, like you said, I would lovingly, with wisdom from the Holy Spirit, go to your partner and talk to them about it
Mhm.
in a loving, kind way. Eh, Don't like listen to the four horsemen episode where we are talking about like defensiveness and all these types of things and contempt. It's don't come at it in a contempt way of like a they're just going to become defensive and all that stuff. But if you approach in a way of like, hey, I'm just noticing this,
Mhm.
and I just want to bring that aware because you may not know that you were doing that. A lot of people don't know.
Mhm.
And so it's just more of like, we're on the same team. And I just want to bring this up because I don't know if maybe this is a blind spot for you,
Yeah.
and let it go from there.
Yeah, and they're probably feeling like they are in the roommate phase, but they're going at 1,000 miles per hour.
Hmm.
And so just slowing down. And I mean, you can also send them the series and give them a little nudge in the
Great.
right direction.
Send it, which takes us to the next thing. Like, if you really like this episode so far, please like and share it.
Yes.
Send it to that person that you're like, y'all in the roommate phase. I'm sending this straight to you.
Or you could send it to your really, really happy friends and be like, hey, just for the future, just for you to have in your back pocket.
Yes.
But if you've watched this far, thank you so much for tuning in. We are not done just yet, but please make sure that you like, comment,
You're
subscribe.
already this
It's
far.
super
You've
helpful.
made it. You've gone through the journey from the beginning to right here. All it takes is that little bit of a walk, like toot, 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 pink, right there. Just
It
like and
means a
share.
lot to us. It really
Yes.
does. We just hit or got 400 subscribers on YouTube.
400. No, I
Oh,
was told that that's millennial. So you got to do this.
thank you so
Yeah.
much for subscribing. We really are enjoying this journey so very much. And so we're so
Yeah.
glad that you're here.
One person, like, I mean, it's just this consistent little growth, and it has been so much fun.
Yes.
I mean, there are people that we don't even know who are following us. And so, welcome. First of all, we're super happy that you're here. And this is exciting. You're on the journey with us.
Comment down below, like, where are you from? Tell us a little bit about you. We really want to get to know you. We want to actually build a community So let us know in the comments.
You mentioned last episode, like, if you've watched the whole way, put a yellow heart. I saw some yellow hearts.
I saw some yellow hearts.
So,
We
thank
appreciate it.
y'all. We
Well,
appreciate it.
let's jump into some life updates, honey, because it's a fun week for me.
So, why is this week so important to you, babe?
Because it's my birthday week. It's
It's your
my birthday
birthday
week.
week.
I got 0 birthday blues. I'm just
That's
happy.
good.
I'm just happy. I feel
That's
like
good. In the past, you would get those birthday blues.
it depends on the year. It depends on the year.
Yeah, yeah, that's
But
true. Not
this
every year.
specific year, I feel just so content. I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Oh,
I was speaking to one of my friends earlier and I was letting her know, like, I'm not necessarily like eating of like the fruit, perhaps in some areas, like maybe on the financial side of things or on like seeing exponential growth in certain things that I want to see. But in the things that really matter
yeah,
in our marriage, I feel so happy and
that's right.
content in my friendships. Like I could literally, we bake a cake on Saturday and tell our friends, come Sunday to taste it and to have like that table full of our beautiful
Man,
friends to come
yes.
over. And in my relationship with my parents and your family, I just feel such fullness in all of that in my career. I don't know. I feel like I always measure myself by like 15-year-old me. And she
Super
would be really
happy.
happy. So
You're doing great.
I'm excited, and I'm excited for this next year. I think it's gonna be a really good one.
I think it's gonna be a great one. And we are I mean, birthdays are always so much fun. You grew up in a family where, like, birthdays were, like, the most.
Birthdays are such a big deal in my family.
Yeah,
I've been awakened.
yeah. I've been awakened.
I've been awoken. I've been awakened by my family, like with pots and pans singing to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
My parents have done surprise parties.
It's
Just
just
every
it's big.
year
It's
was
a
a
thing.
celebration, was a thing, was a moment.
Themes. I mean, there's lots of
Oh,
theme
every
birthdays
year.
and different things like that. Like, you just grew up with birthdays being such a big,
Yeah.
pivotal thing that you celebrate, which is a really nice thing. I didn't necessarily grow up that way, so culturally different in those areas.
Well,
When we
you and your brother have a birthday like a couple of weeks apart. Guys, and on
2 weeks
top of
apart.
that,
Yes.
Josh's birthday is 1 week before Christmas.
So December 17th is my
Uh,
birthday. Literally,
Everybody's out of town. Everybody's
I
already
missed
spent
the
all
cu
their
I just I
money.
missed the cutoff. There was, like, a cutoff. There was, like, if you were below, maybe, like, if you're in the 2 weeks to Christmas, you're still
Yeah.
good. 1 week, it's like, tough, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as, like, the people who are the Christmas are their birthdays after Christmas. Like, I feel like that's even worse.
That's so we have
That's
some
hard.
of our
I'm
good
sorry.
friends,
That's tough.
Tosh and Dylan, their birthdays on the 29th.
Yeah.
Like everybody's already spent all their money.
Like, sorry, I have
Truly.
nothing left.
And you are just tired
You're getting a
and
nice
you're
little pat on the back.
gearing up for New Year's Eve. Like
Yep.
you just getting a happy birthday text.
You're getting a text and a nice solid hug. Well done, and we
No,
love you.
we're gonna celebrate them this year.
No, we do. We always give them something or, like, try to celebrate them. So,
I
anyway,
gave
what I'm just
Tosh
saying.
I gave Tosh her birthday gift this year,
Mhm.
like in February.
What?
That was so terrible.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Because we were out of town. Like it's just
Oh,
what
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
was.
yeah. Well, just to say, like, birthdays are important. I just grew up like, birthdays, yes, they were important, but they weren't, like, super huge and
Mhm.
just in our family. Like, we would celebrate and my parents made me feel special, but it wasn't, like, to the level that you are. So then every time that you have a birthday, I'm just like, "Oh god, I need to ramp up my celebration, and I need to make sure there's these big plans, and I gotta do this and this and this and this and this." And it's like, you're kind of like, I'm good. Like, it's all good. But, like, in my mind, I'm like, I gotta it's gotta be a thing. And what's the theme? What's the theme? What's
Let's
the
give a
theme?
comparison. Josh birthday. His happy is, let's say, Cake by Sarah has to be his sister.
For
She's
sure.
one of the best
East
bakers.
and Baking
Check
Company.
them out. Honestly, if you are in Texas and you need a cake,
DFW area, you need a
please
cake, they're
check
the
her out. They're
best.
delicious. Okay, perfect birthday for you.
You owe me
We're
money
with
for
your
that one, Sarah.
family, and that's pretty much it. We're like just hanging out, and that's it. This is my birthday. These are my birthday plans this year. Okay. Tomorrow, Wednesdays are my longest work day.
Yeah.
Josh is driving with me an hour
Early
and
in
a
the
half.
morning. We're driving all the way to McKinney, Texas.
So already princess treatment from the moment I wake up because you're driving
all
me.
the way over there. We're going together.
I'm excited, by the way. You've never seen that Office Space, so I'm excited
Yes.
to introduce you to everybody. Okay, then exploring the small town with my hubby. He has little surprises for me planned throughout the day, I'm sure. Then
Maybe. I don't know.
Saturday.
I mean, we'll see.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just happy to be with
Oh,
you.
God.
He's taking me to my favorite coffee shop.
The
and all that
pressure's
thing.
on.
So chill birthday. You think it's over? It's not. Saturday, all my girls, we're getting cute. We're doing our makeup for a seafood boil. Yes, you
Yeah.
heard that correctly. Sunday, we're celebrating with your family. Cake by Sarah, doing all the things, having
Family
a good time.
celebration.
And then you think it's over? No, it's not over.
It's never over.
We're going on a trip in a couple of weeks.
It's like a birthday month. That's the first time I ever heard you
It's
say birthday month.
true. It is my birthday month. So
Birthday month, birthday week. I just had a birthday day.
you know what?
Usually
I was just with Pam and we were making phone charms, and my phone charm thingy has a little peridot, a little poppy flower, because those are the August things. So it is my birthday month, and I'm
I
celebrating.
don't believe in that new age stuff.
That's not
Sorry.
New Age.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, that's our little personal update for the week.
So we're going straight into a Reddit
Let's do it.
Reacts.
I'm not
Because
playing. While you pull that up, honey, we are really trying to make these episodes shorter. It's unbelievable that we can't do this in 45 minutes, honey. Our goal is to make these episodes 30 minutes to 45 minutes,
I know.
and we have not been able to. Anyway,
It's we love yapping, if you haven't noticed. But if you're here still with us, we love you. Thanks for supporting. You can always listen to us on 2x speed and you're just gonna hear like
oh, I wonder what we sound like on 2x speed.
I've never tested it
I'm
actually. I bet
testing
you
it
we sound
tonight.
like crazy people. Anyway,
I think it's probably good.
are you ready for this week's Reddit React?
Oh, wait, hold up. Welcome to Reddit React, Reddit Reacts.
Wow.
You didn't join me, honey.
Well, I have to say you actually did it the exact same as last week's. So you're consistent. So well done with that.
There's a song I created when I was like 18, and I still know exactly how it goes.
That's incredible.
And I had the audacity to go up to the altar in youth service and have the band follow along. And I was like, pick it up, y'all. Like, and it was just a thing that I made up.
We got to tell that story.
I really feel like when God created me, he poured in everything that was supposed to go on the pot, but like singing voice.
He left that part out.
But like he meant to, like it was poured out, but it's just like he got busy creating something else.
Yeah, he accidentally spilled that one portion on the floor and it didn't make it in there. But that's okay.
I was made to be a singer, you guys.
Well,
and I have everything but
karaoke
the voice.
singer.
So anyway, glad you guys are here.
You destroy a karaoke. It's a good time.
Thank you.
Okay. So Reddit Reacts this week. We have a new story that goes in line with our podcast episode. But before we do, if you haven't listened to one of our episodes for Reddit React, my beautiful wife right here, Paulina Lopez Miller, she is a therapist, marriage and family therapy therapist. Do you want to give
mention every 2 seconds?
Do you want to give a quick little disclaimer as a therapist with Reddit React?
Yes, everything we talk about on this podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes.
Yeah.
Only. It does not establish a therapist-client relationship. So
very good. And just to be clear, she is in a therapy session, would not react this way. It would be very unprofessional. But in this situation, she's going to react.
You guys literally get to see the behind the scenes of a therapist
funny, crazy
learning
things.
And sharpening her skills, which is like one of the most fun things.
I just love Reddit sometimes. Reddit just drops these little doozies.
Okay, let's get into it. I'm so ready.
So here we go. You have not heard the story yet. I have read the story, but I have not read the comments, and we'll react to the comments together.
Okay.
So are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Here we go. The title is Husband Says He Misses Me But Prioritizes Gaming. Bum, bum, bum.
Already.
Uh-oh. This is hitting a close one to home for Miss Paulina Lopez Miller.
No, thank God. You redeemed that for me, but let's jump in. Let's jump in.
His gaming has been a big source of conflict for a while, and eventually, I just gave up arguing. Every single night off from work that he has, he wants to leave and play Pokemon Go.
Is for Pokemon Go?
He says it's relaxing. He works full time and it's his me time, quotation marks. I, all of this is for Pokemon Go. It's not just a video game. It's Pokemon. Anyway, I,
Does
well, we're still.
everybody know what Pokemon Go is? Because Pokemon Go in New York City was insane.
It,
Was
I
ridiculous.
played it for maybe one day just to check it out, and I was like, I can't do
I'm
this.
sure
This
it
is
can work
ridiculous.
well in the suburbs, but the Pokemons were in the most random, dangerous
Can you imagine
places.
just like straight up the hood and you just have these people
It
going into the
was, baby. I lived in New York when the Pokemon Go craze
that
was
is
happening. It was
incredible.
ridiculous. Anyway,
Well, okay. So anyway, we're talking about Pokemon Go. It's a virtual reality game that you play on your phone and it shows like where these Pokemon are and you have to go to locations to actually like catch them. I
yeah,
don't know how
yeah,
Pokemon works. I'm sorry. I
yeah.
don't
You have
know.
to like scan it or something like
And
that.
and you do like a thing to try to catch it and you can go around the city doing that or wherever you live and apparently it's still a big thing. Anyway,
This is the current. This is a recent one.
this is 1 year ago.
I can't believe Pokemon Go is still a
It's
thing.
1 year ago. Okay, so here we go. I used to wait up a couple hours so we could hang out, and then I stopped because I was tired and felt like it was that it was like if that's what he was prioritizing every single night off, I wasn't just going to sit there like a dog waiting at the door. So
That's
I
so
started
funny.
going to the gym really early in the morning, which requires me to go to bed early. I got into new hobbies. I stopped waiting for him
Oop.
to want to spend his free time with me.
Whoa.
Yeah, so we already start seeing like, uh-oh. So it's been over a year, and lately he's complaining that we spend no time together, that I'm not interested in sex. In parentheses, I'm really not because I don't feel like there's any romance between us, and our schedules are not in sync. We'd have more time together if he'd stay home on his 2 nights off a week. Also, when I say nights off, he works till 7 p.m. and doesn't get home until 8 p.m. because he plays Pokemon for a bit before he comes home. So last week he had a work trip and was gone for 5 days. Yesterday his first evening home and his day off, I asked him if he was leaving to go play Pokemon. He said yes. He'd been but he'd be down to watch a movie when he got back like 10 p.m.
No, this is an addiction.
I said no thanks, told him the game is his priority and that I'm honestly just tired of it. He went out. Then he slept on the couch. Uh-oh. He also justified it by telling me that he works full time. He does, but I also do, just less hours. He brings in more. I bring in between 2,500 and 5,500, depending on the month. We have 3 kids. He
No,
le-
no, no, no. This man is not doing this
Listen,
when he
listen.
has three
Oh, it gets
kids.
better. We have 3 kids. He leaves to play Pokemon after the toddlers go to
No,
bed.
I gotta go.
Wait up. The 17-year-old thinks the Pokemon obsession is weird.
No, I have no comment. I have nothing to say on this. If your 17-year-old thinks,
The
I don't believe it's
17-year-old.
Pokemon Go. Honestly, there has to be.
He said, okay, so here it says, I don't know. I guess this was a validation. I guess this was a validation. Am am I crazy post? Oh,
No,
I don't know. I guess this was a validation. Am I crazy post? I don't understand how one hand he could spend so much time alone in his car playing Pokemon and then simultaneously say he misses me and expects sex. Hash like a little side note. Also, he told me his therapist said this is a reasonable of time for him to want to be alone each week. Uh-oh.
I
He brought the
am
therapist into this.
shook. If I was that wife, I would be
Ah.
like, "Oh, did your therapist say that? Can I join you in session for a week?"
Uh-oh.
No, because I need that therapist to have context. Okay?
Ooh, this is crazy.
What? I
Yeah.
thought that this man was maybe like 25 in
That's what
early
you
marriage,
thought.
no kids, going and doing that, which was already not okay.
No, it's
But you
childish.
have 3 kids, including a 17-year-old,
Who thinks it's weird?
and you wonder why your girl don't wanna have
You're wanting to play Pokemon Go. Of all the gaming that you could do, Pokemon Go is your thing.
This is making me think, okay, when I was a teenager and I would wanna get stuff from my mom, and my mom would say no because she would give me boundaries like a normal parent does. I would be like, "You always say no, and I don't do drugs, and I don't smoke, like, why are you telling me no?" And she would be like, "Paulina, that is expected. Like, do you expect me to
You don't
applaud you?"
yeah.
Which, to be fair, I was in New York City, okay? But with that said, he's like, "I need this time to myself to play Pokemon Go, and I have a wife and 3 kids." Like, and my therapist says that's reasonable. No, bro. No. No, no, no. It's expected of you to show up to help your wife, by the way, with the kids. And then for you to have the audacity to
I
expect
know.
anything is kind of is honey, is bizarre.
I I can't say it any more than what you just said. I think that's exactly right. It is bizarre. It's kind of weird. I can get playing like video games. You've got a cool PC set up at home, but like this is Pokemon Go. You gotta go in your car and drive around.
Yeah.
It's
But
just
Imma be real right now.
it's kind of bizarre. What's up?
Imma be real. It's very good to see like character foils of like these exaggerated versions of things because then we're like, that's so ridiculous. Like one of my friends,
Uh
she's
huh.
like, when I get to heaven, Eve, I'm gonna go find Eve. Like she's gonna
Yeah.
square up with
Yeah.
Eve.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, Sissy, if it wasn't Eve, it would have been us. We would have fallen, right?
We do the
We
same
would have eaten
types
the
of
fruit.
things. Yeah.
But hearing him, initially, I'm like, you silly, silly man.
Yeah.
But how many times don't we get
Uh oh.
home from work? We haven't seen our spouse all
Yeah.
day, and I'm just
What's
scrolling.
what's your Pokemon Go?
I'm just
Uh,
scrolling. I'm just turning on the TV. Hey,
it's
honey.
it's it's true.
And
It
there's no
happens.
quality in that time together. It's just
I know.
sitting next to each other. Ain't no quality time.
I know. We all have our
Ooh.
things. It's just kind of bizarre that this is Pokemon Go.
His is the bizarre
When your
case.
17-year-old is thinking this is weird,
No,
like,
manito.
I'm sorry. Like, you need to find a new hobby.
Yeah.
That's actually
Yeah.
crazy. Okay, here's some
But I
comments.
like that question. What's your Pokemon Go?
What's your Pokemon Go, y'all?
And
Okay,
if
so
you have a Pokemon Go like this, why are you expecting to have connection? And why
how are
are
you
you
expecting to have sex
surprised?
from your wife when you're out here playing Pokemon Go and you're like, "Why don't you wanna have sex with me?" It's like, "Bro, I don't know what to
Oh
tell you,
my
man.
god.
I'm sorry."
Oh my
That's so
gosh.
crazy to me to think that he's just like,
Oh,
"I just don't get it. Was it where the math isn't adding up?" Okay, here we go.
don't you see all
Here
of
we go.
this?
Listen, no, you're get ready for this. Here's the first comment. So here's the thing. You're growing as a person and he's not. And that's too bad for him. Continue with your life because if you wait for him on his schedule, all caps, you will forever be stagnant and unchanging. And who the F wants a life like that? He's being a selfish prick. And he expecting you to want sex when he wants, but not giving your relationship the effort it needs. F that beep.
Wow. That
So that
person's
person has sounds like it
experienced
kind
some
of hit
stuff.
a nerve there with
Well,
them.
I do want to say though, shout out to the wife because most people in that scenario, they're just going to wallow. They're
Yeah.
just going to be waiting for that person. And for her to have the like dignity and self-respect to say, "No, I'm not going to be like a dog waiting for you. You want to go do that? I'm going to continue to
Oh,
improve
babe.
myself." What is your response?
He accused me of possibly cheating because I've had little interest in sex with him. I'm not, parentheses. I just got tired of feeling like his second choice. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against gaming and periodically I'll get into different games and have a streak of playing them until I get bored. But he has been glued to Pokemon Go for years now.
Oh my
We went
god.
to Disney last summer and he kept going to the bathroom to play Pokemon and vape in a stall.
No, he has an addiction. He actually, on the serious note, that is very problematic behavior.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah.
No,
Okay. So we talk
it's
about the
kind of
three A's.
unbelievable.
There's addiction, abuse, and what was it?
Affairs.
Adultery affairs. Oh yeah, affairs. That needs some therapy, I think.
No, he needs an intervention.
This is getting
You spent all
crazier.
that money going to Disney
And
with
you're
your
in the
wife and your 3
stalls?
kids, and you're in the
Ugh.
stalls vaping. No, there's some regression going on, and he needs.
No, that's
He
wild.
needs.
This is another one.
But he is going to therapy. Talk
He has a therapist.
Talk about you deserve. Change.
He literally has a therapist.
If okay, we have maladaptive behaviors, and if you're not seeing improvement in those things, that's not every therapist is a good therapist, y'all. Not every doctor is a good doctor. Not every pastor is a good pastor.
No.
Right? So please, like,
Yes.
we have to have the self-awareness to say, I'm going to therapy, but my wife is not seeing any
Something's not
improvements.
happening. Yeah.
And that's why I love circling in and bringing in a spouse.
Yeah, because
when
they'll
possible.
keep you honest. That's for sure. Make sure that things
we
are actually
need to
progressing.
get a fuller picture.
Okay, let's continue before the camera shuts off.
Okay.
This is another comment. A 17-year-old kid thinks it's weird. Bro, you're dating a complete loser. You can find better very easily, actually. That's also not a great comment. It's like they have 3 kids. It's all this. Here's another
Honestly, the fact, and we can end it on that last comment, honey.
Well, I've got one more.
Okay.
Well, there's another one. A lot of people are calling him a loser, to be honest. Another one said,
now I feel
"Dang,
for him.
he's prioritizing being a loser." Another one said,
Oh
"I'm
my
reading this
gosh.
thinking your husband is about 20 and you got married too young." Then I read you have a 17-year-old. Your husband needs to rethink his priorities. Talk about priorities, or you need to rethink them for him.
Yeah. So we'll leave that.
Original poster said he's 40.
Oh, no. We're going to leave you guys with that because, again, this sounds so ridiculous.
Yeah.
What is your Pokemon
Oh, my
Go?
goodness.
What is your Pokemon Go, y'all?
And what are your priorities that are out of whack? It happens.
It happens.
What are those for you?
Just because you're in the roommate phase does not mean that you have to stay there. So we hope that this encouraged you, that you learned something new, that you laughed, and we'll see you back next week.
Make sure that you like, share, subscribe. And yeah, this was a fun one.
See you next week.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
You're my sky, you're my blue.